Human beings have been drinking water for as long as we have been around, which is why it's funny that most of us still are doing it wrong. Water has been used as a cure-all, a diet necessity, and even as an essential part of athletics for years. And because of that, you may be following advice that is more opinion than fact. Some of the tips you have been following might even lead to dehydration or hyperhydration instead, which isn't good at all. Yes, things like electrolytes are important, and yes, keeping track of your water intake is important. But there are also much simpler tips you should be taking into account whenever you reach for a glass of water. In this video, we'll be breaking down some of the most common mistakes people make when drinking water. Make sure to keep watching to the end because some of these are truly harmful. Without further ado, here are 10 of the most unexpected mistakes we make when drinking water. Number 1. Drinking water while standing. I bet you have never thought about the best position to be in while drinking water, but according to Dr. Pritam Moon, standing should not be one of them. When you are standing, your nerves can tense up, and drinking water while your nerves are tense can have a negative impact on you. Thankfully, that impact is just some indigestion caused by disturbing the fluid balance within you. But there are other issues with standing too. If you stand while you drink, all of the water goes immediately to the bottom of your stomach, which denies your body the nutrients from the water. If you often find yourself thirsty even though you are drinking a lot of water, maybe consider sitting down before drinking your next glass. If you're a bit older, you may have heard this discussed before, as it used to be considered unhealthy to drink water or anything while standing. Who could have guessed that they could have been right? Number 2. Adding in artificial sweeteners. A lot of people don't drink water because they say that it's flavorless and bland, especially compared to the sugary drinks that most people consume. That's why it made sense that artificial sweeteners would hit it big, especially in the United States. You may want to stay away from these, however, since even if they make the water go down easier, they are actually more harmful than good. Even sweeteners that say they have 0 calories have been shown to promote weight gain and put people at more risk of certain health conditions. Even worse than that, sugar requires water to metabolize inside your body. And so if you are drinking water with sugar, your body is just going to need more water anyway. Ironically, you might be dehydrating yourself by forcing down water with artificial sweeteners. If you feel like you can't drink water without a pinch of flavor in it, Dr. Moon suggests adding lemon, mint, or any number of herbs instead, since you will still get the benefits that water provides that way. Dr. Moon's suggestion is not only sound from a health perspective, but also won't change the taste much either, as lemon, mint, and herbs have been spicing up water way before artificial sweeteners hit the scene. Number 3. Drinking tap water. Drinking tap water is something that more people know to stay away from, but there are still many people falling into this dangerous trap. Tap water is no longer safe for consumption, mainly because of the amount of chemicals that can be found in it. There are other problems as well, mainly that plastics can be found in tap water. Consuming plastic, even small amounts of it, can cause a variety of health issues for you if you get too much of it in your body. You should even be careful using tap water filtered with a Brita or other name brand filter, as they may not filter out all the chemicals and bacteria that can be found in the water you get from the sink. Water poisoning is a serious problem, especially in the United States, and one of the most common ways that people get it is from tap water. Number 4. You don't realize you get water from food. When considering your hydration, almost all of us only think of the hydration that we get from drinking water. We fail to realize that almost 20% of your daily intake of water comes from food like fruits and vegetables. If you have a cucumber, that is about 96% water, and your body is still absorbing it in the same way it does anything else. Consider eating foods that have a lot of water like watermelon, tomatoes, lettuce, and many more to ensure that you are not just getting water, but also the vitamins and nutrients from it. Number 4. You're drinking water right before bed. For years, we're sure you've been told not to eat right before bed, but almost nobody talks about how you shouldn't be drinking water right before bed either. While drinking water before bed doesn't really affect your metabolism, it can have a really bad effect on your sleeping habits. People that drink before bed often find themselves waking up to go to the bathroom multiple times at night. These people are preventing their body from hitting their REM cycle properly, and feeling more tired even if they get a full 7 or 8 hours of rest. It is recommended that you stop drinking water or any liquid about 2 to 3 hours before you fall asleep. That way your body can urinate out any excess water before bed. Do yourself a favor and let your body rest up when it's time to hit the hay instead of making it push out a bunch of water in the middle of the night. Number 6, you're drinking out of plastic bottles. Besides the environmental issues associated with drinking water out of one-use water bottles, there is also a health component that can be pretty scary. These water bottles are made with something called bisphenol A, more commonly referred to as BPA. While the jury is still technically out on the effects of BPA on your body, recent studies suggest that BPA can have some health effects on your brain. There is also evidence to suggest that these bottles can cause increased blood pressure in people. Instead of using these throwaway bottles, invest in a water bottle that you can carry with you. They're much cooler and you can customize them to your liking anyway. Just make sure that they say BPA free on them before you buy. Number 7, you're drinking a lot of cold water. You may have heard that drinking ice cold water can cause a steep increase in metabolism. But besides one single study done almost 20 years ago, there's no evidence to suggest there's any truth to that. Instead, we are here to talk about how you may feel after drinking cold water. If you already have digestive issues and find yourself drinking a lot of water, you may be unintentionally inhibiting the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is responsible for digestion in your body, and drinking too much cold water can cause some irritation in your stomach, as well as potentially a decreased appetite or worse, time in the bathroom. Number 8, you're drinking too much of it. You probably have heard about the 8 glasses of water tip before, but is there any truth to it? Not a ton, unfortunately. A study done by the Institute of Medicine found that the vast majority of people drink the correct amount of water simply by drinking when they feel thirsty. How much water you drink depends entirely on you, but if you are forcing down gallons of water and feeling super full from it, you might need to pump the brakes a bit. Drinking too much water can lead to something awful like hyperhydration, which can seriously affect your body. While you may have the best intentions, let your body be your barometer on how much water you should be drinking and not some buzzwords. Number 9, you're not drinking water along with other drinks. Whether you're going out for coffee or getting a smoothie, you should still keep that water bottle closely near you. If you're a person who likes sugary drinks, your body is going to have to make up for that dehydrating drink with some fresh H2O. This goes doubly for sodas or really sugary energy drinks. Nobody expects you to only drink water all the time, and you deserve to treat yourself with something more flavorful from time to time. Just make sure that for every sugary drink you consume that you're also balancing that out with a glass of straight water. Otherwise, you may throw your body out of whack. Number 10, you're not drinking water before meals. Drinking water before meals is not only a great way to make sure you stay hydrated, but also a good way to know that you're reading your body correctly. A whole lot of people get a feeling that they think is hunger, only to not be able to eat all that much. This is because your body is actually trying to tell you that it needs water, but you aren't reading the signs correctly. On top of drinking water to make sure you're even hungry, this approach has been picked up by many diet specialists as a way of losing weight. A recent study showed that drinking water before breakfast helped overweight elderly people cut down drastically on their caloric intake. Another study done by the University of Birmingham in England showed that people that drank a glass of water before their meals versus those that didn't lost almost 3 pounds over 12 weeks, and those people didn't change anything in their lifestyles except for the water trick. Do any of you suffer from one of the unexpected mistakes mentioned in this list? Leave a comment down below and let us know. Here are 2 more videos you might find interesting. Feel free to choose the one you like. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share the video with your friends. And for more interesting videos on health, subscribe to the channel.